nating clonal hematologic disorders, diba? As I've mentioned in the introduction of the WBC disorders or WBC malignancies, when you say clonal, abnormal cells tend to cluster together, which they have similar appearances. So halimbawa, may abnormal cells ka, okay, and then abnormal cell, and then they tend to cluster together, no? And they form this clone. So yun yung sinatawag nating clonal hematologic disorder. Abnormal cells that tend to cluster together. Now, the thing here is that this is progressive. When you say progressive, it means that this can develop into a more serious malignancy, and most of the time, it develops to AML, acute myeloid leukemia. If you still remember the M1, the M0, the M2, the M3, M4, 5, 6, 7, right? So the reason why it develops to AML, it's because the affected cells are commonly the myeloid cell lines. Okay, the problem in MDS is that this is very unspecific. So when you say unspecific, it can affect your erythroid, it can affect your granulocyte, affects your monocyte, affects your platelet. So except for the lymphocyte. So kaya this can transform or this can progress into AML or acute myeloid leukemia. Other than that, another thing to remember for the MDS is other than yung pagiging broad niya, no, in terms of the affected cells, would be the age of diagnosis. This is common in adults. Common, not only adult but also elderly, no? Dun tayo, mas specific sa elderly, geriatric patients. So at the age of 76, ang mean age of diagnosis nito. So, napakabihira or this is very uncommon in children. This is very uncommon in younger individuals. Kung meron man tayong makikita na MDS in younger individuals, that is not because of the common pathway for MDS to develop, but it is because of kasi mamaya we're going to talk about the causes. Okay? And ang pinaka-cause kasi or normal na cause nito would be the mutation. Okay? In children or in younger ones, less than 50 years old, they tend to develop this if they have previous malignancy and they undergone therapy. Okay, so halimbawa, the patient had, let's say, halimbawa, ALL. Okay? ALL, acute lymphocytic leukemia. And then, the patient undergone chemotherapy o kaya radiotherapy. After 4 to 7 years, possible po mag-develop siya ng MDS. That could happen in younger individuals. Yun yung, kumbaga, parang pathway nila para mag-develop sila ng MDS. Pero most of the time, this is occurring in geriatric patients. Okay? And the reason behind that, kung bakit yung geriatric patient, nag-undergo kasi ng mutation yung hematopoietic stem cells niya. Okay? The problem is mismo the hematopoietic stem cells, specifically the hematopoietic stem cells. So if you're going to recall, in hematopoiesis, all our blood cells, okay, are from the stem cell, right? Naalala niyo yung stem cell theory? From the stem cell theory, from the stem cell or hematopoietic stem cell, your myeloid or lymphoid stem cells will develop, and then afterwards, okay, your committed stem cells will develop or differentiate into immature, and then the immature will develop to mature. So if the main origin of all the blood cells are affected, probably maraming cell lineage ang affected. Kaya po, erythroid, WBC except for the lymphoid, and the platelets are affected in this malignancy. Because, again, the problem is the hematopoietic stem cell itself. Okay? And then we have what we call as CHIP. CHIP means clonal hematopoiesis of indeterminate potential. This is found in normal people, in normal patients, but most of the time, this will not develop hematologic disorder. But in some cases, this is the precursor state of MDS, but not only for MDS, other disorder pa. Okay? So, some of the MDS patients, ito yung uh, naging, kumbaga parang ito yung pinanggalingan, ito yung naging precursor. Okay? And there are two morphologic findings that are common in all types of MDS. Number one, you have progressive cytopenia. Ito ha, progressive cytopenia means you have decreased blood cells in peripheral blood, but you have a cellular, either increased or normal, ang blood cells in bone marrow. Okay? So, di ba, normally, dapat kung mababa, if your peripheral blood cells are decreased, your blood cells in the bone marrow is also decreased, right? But in this case, the problem is you have low cell count in the peripheral blood, but you have normal or increased blood cell count in the bone marrow. Okay, we'll know the reason why later. Okay, next, dyspoesis in one or more cell line. When you say dyspoesis, abnormal production of blood cells in different lineages. So may it be in the erythroid, in the megakaryocytic, or in the granulocytic or monocytic cell lines. Okay, so these are the two common or general morphologic findings sa lahat ng MDS. Okay, now, since we're going to talk about the hematophoesis, right, ineffective. Bakit ineffective? Bakit why do we have this dyspoesis? Why do we have abnormal production or abnormal hematophoesis at the first place? It's because of the apoptosis. Disrupted ang apoptosis natin. What do you mean? What is the purpose ba of apoptosis in hematophoesis? If you still remember, normal na nag-o-occur ang apoptosis in hematophoesis. Normal yan. Hematophoesis. So, this serves as a negative feedback. Kumbaga, parang when you say negative feedback, it will regulate blood production by decreasing cell population or cell survival. Okay. So, if you remember, in the hematophoesis, may positive at negative feedback. When you say positive feedback, it will stimulate the production. It will enhance the production. So, more of blood cells will be produced. But then again, it should be controlled. Okay? Di ba dapat hindi lang production? Dapat nakokontrol natin yan by the negative feedback. And one of the negative feedback is apoptosis. So, apoptosis is a programmed cell death. Okay? Programmed cell death. So, hindi po perfect, no, ang hematophoesis. There will be times that your body will produce abnormal cells talaga during hematophoesis. So, the purpose of the apoptosis is programmed cell death in those type of cells. So, sinisira po niya yung mga cells na hindi normal. Okay? So, kasi normally, may mga abnormal talaga during the hematophoesis. So, to eliminate the abnormal cells, andyan dapat ang apoptosis. But here, in MDS, it's not functioning properly. How is that so? Number one, in the early stage, okay, cytopenia in MDS is common, right? So, at the early stage of MDS, cytopenia is present. At this stage, apoptosis is increased. Imagine, mababa na yung blood cells mo. When you say cytopenia, decreased blood cell, okay? You have decreased blood cell, and then your apoptosis is increased. So what happens here is that may anemia na nga, may neutropenia na nga, may thrombocytopenia na nga, ay increase pa lalo yung apoptosis. So maraming nasisira. Kaya po, lalong bumababa yung blood cell count. Okay? Mababa na nga, pinababa mo pa. Right? Because of the apoptosis. And then, kung kailan siya mas inaasahan during the late stage. Late stage, andyan na ang leukemia. Leukemia, ito po yung dysplasia. Okay? Dysplasia, leukemia, ibig sabihin there is presence of abnormal cells. Right? Kung kailan kailangan ang apoptosis, it's not functioning properly, meaning decreased ang action ng apoptosis at this stage. Therefore, allowing the presence of abnormal cells, neoplastic abnormal cell survival. And nag-e-expand lalo yung clone mo. Nag-e-expand lalo yung clone of abnormal cells. Do you understand? So this is the reason why you have ineffective hematopoiesis. You have ineffective blood cell production. At the early stage, decrease ang apoptosis. At the early stage, increase ang apoptosis, thereby decreasing more blood cell count. In the late stage, you have decreased apoptosis, thereby allowing the increased presence of abnormal cells, expanding the abnormal clone. Understood? Another thing, if, according to WHO in 2016, if these inherited bone marrow syndromes are present, they have increased risk of developing MDS. If the patient have Fanconi, if the patient have Diamond-Blackfan, if the patient have Schwarzman-Diamond syndrome, they are more likely of developing myelodysplastic syndrome. Okay? So, now, let us talk about the reasons. Bakit pa nagkakaroon ng MDS? Why hematopoietic stem cell leads to MDS. Number one of that is de novo mutation. When you say de novo mutation, where most cases, okay, are attributed to, there is a change in the DNA sequence. Okay, there is a change in the DNA sequence of the gene that is happening for the first time in the person without previous history. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Sige, sulat muna natin. Change in DNA sequence of a gene that is seen for the first time in a person and has not appeared in previous generation. So, kumbaga, sa family mo, first time na ikaw ay nagkaroon. Okay? Wala kayong history dati. Wala kayong ganyang sakit in the previous generation. From your lolo-lolas, lolo ng lola nila, wala. Either in other sides, no? Either side. You don't have any of that history. So, if you have the first case in the family, that's called de novo mutation. And most of the cases are attributed to this cause. That's called the primary MDS. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina sa mga bata. Di ba, commonly sa mga matatanda. But if it happens in children, what do you call this? 50-year-old and below, that's because of therapy-related MDS, meaning these patients could have another malignancy previously and they undergone chemotherapy or radiation therapy that their cell were affected by these treatments and these cells develop mutations. Okay? Dahil doon sa therapy, dahil doon sa radiation, dahil dun sa gamot, dahil sa na-receive na gamot, nag-mutate yung mga cells ni patient. At dahil doon, nagkaroon siya ng MDS after 4 to 7 years. But don't get me wrong, this is not happening in all malignant patient, okay? Hindi po ito nangyayari sa lahat ng may malignancy. This is rarely occurring naman. So, may possibility pa rin. So, kung meron kang other malignancy, let's say meron kang ALL, meron kang PNH, other malignancies, and if you receive treatment, there is a possibility that you will develop MDS after 4 to 7 years. Okay, again, common in 50 years old and below. And then inherited, so probably you have this in your family, and then genetically wise, you inherited it. Pwede din yun. Okay? So, pag-usapan natin, what are the morphologic findings in the peripheral blood in RBCs? Okay, RBC to ha. If you recall, kapag vitamin B12 and folate are deficient, di ba, pagka deficient sila, dapat saka palang madedevelop yung macrocyte. You have large RBCs. But here, normal. Pero, the patient still have oval macrocytes, large RBCs. Another thing, adequate naman ng iron, wala naman siyang IDA. But then, the patient have hypochronic microcytes, like this one. Maliliit. Okay? Maliliit na RBC. Hypochromic, mababa ang hemoglobin, maliliit na RBC. Therefore, giving the RBC population a dimorphic picture. When you say dimorphic, you have two population. You have small, and then you have large. Right? May maliit, may malaki. That is what we call as dimorphic. Ayan, no? Okay? And then, may poikilo. Right? May basophilic stippling. I hope you still remember the picture or the appearance of basophilic stippling. Howell jolly bodies, and siderocytes. Siderocytes, these are cells with increased iron storage. Right? Siderocytes ang tawag doon. So, yan yung nakikita natin sa peripheral blood. And what about in the bone marrow? So, remember, ang mga RBC natin, normally, dapat isa lang ang nucleus. But then here, look, ayan no, may mga multinucleated, okay? May mga budding na tinatawag. Nuclear budding. Okay? And that's abnormal. Another thing, look at this. Ito naman yung tinatawag nating bridging between the nucleus of two different cells or two different RBC. Okay? Nuclear, intranuclear bridging. Internuclear bridging. Okay? Next. Ano pang nakikita natin? Basophilic stippling. This is an example of uneven staining. Ibig sabihin, magkaiba ang kulay ng cytoplasm. Merong basophilic, ito yung basophilic, merong light, yung stain. Okay? So, that is another indication of abnormality in RBC associated with MDS. So, other than that, may ring sideroblasts, may megaloblastoid cells, and when you say hyperplasia, increase number, hypoplasia, decrease number. So, pwedeng mababa, mataas ang erythrocyte natin sa bone marrow. Okay? Next, let's talk about the WBCs naman. So, again, this is except lymphocyte, ha? Except lymphocyte. So, lymphocyte is not affected by MDS, right? So, let's talk about the peripheral blood. So, there is what we call as nuclear cytoplasmic asynchrony, meaning basophilia in the WBC cytoplasm. Di ba normally, normal. O dapat alam nyo ang normal para ma-appreciate nyo kung ano yung abnormal. Normally, from basophilia, dapat nagiging pinkish yan as the cell matures. Diba? Nagiging pink ang cytoplasm. But then, in this case, it remains basophilic the entire maturation period. Naintindihan? Isa pa, wala yung granule. Pwedeng konti lang yung granule na na-form or totally wala talaga o kaya abnormal. Okay? Sometimes yung mga agranulated bands, napagkakamalan siya as monocyte. Katulad nito. Ito guys, ito si monocyte. Ito yung agranular band natin. So, ang mga monocytes, normally, granulated talaga. Normal. Okay? Ito, abnormal to. Ha? Na-agranulated. Dapat, di ba, ang mga neutrophil, basophil, eosinophil, yun nga yung reason kung bakit natin sila nakilala, di ba? They are agranulated and that's abnormal. Ito pa, may nuclear ring. Okay? Supposedly, they are, diba, ganyan, yung pagiging lobule ng mga granulocyte. But then, ang na-form ay nuclear ring. Pwedeng hypersegmentation, meaning maraming segment yung nucleus or konti. Okay? Next. Ito ay sa peripheral blood ha. Punta tayo sa bone marrow. Ano naman ang nangyari sa bone marrow? Meron din nuclear cytoplasmic asynchrony. Ayan, basophilia. Okay, that's one. Another is uneven staining. Look at this cell. Okay, dense ring of basophilia. Nakita nyo, blue, yung nasa periphery ng nucleus. Okay? Tapos, yung ibang section ng cytoplasm niya, unstained, hindi pantay-pantay. Yung iba, sobrang blue. Yung iba, sobrang light. Uneven staining pa rin yan. Okay? Next, agranulated din ang promyelocyte at saka yung blast. Kaya napagkakamalan siya na AML. Okay? Next, sa bone marrow pa rin tayo. Punta tayo sa cytoplasm. Ito, characteristics to ng nucleus. Characteristic nuclear. Okay? Punta tayo sa cytoplasmic. Still, granulocytes to ha. Okay. Abnormal ang granulation. Walang primary granule. Malalaki. Konti ang secondary granule. May hour rods. Hypersegmentation. Granulocytic hypoplasia. Ibig sabihin, konti lang ang granulocyte sa bone marrow or pwedeng madami. Monocytic hyperplasia, madaming monocyte. And one of the characteristic finding that is associated to MDS is abnormal localization of immature precursor. What does that mean? Normally kasi, ang mga granulocytes, okay, normal BM location of WBC. Okay, they are found endosteal they are centrally they form central, ano tawag doon? Cluster. Okay? They cluster centrally in marrow or in bone marrow. So, kung halimbawa, ito yung bone marrow tissue natin. Okay? Ito yung sinus. Ito yung artery. Kung naaalala niyo yung itsura ng bone marrow, ganyan yon. So, and dito yung hematopoietic tissue. Kadalasan, nandito sila sa may bandang gilid. Yan. Kaso, kapag meron silang MDS or may MDS yung patient, nasa gitna. Okay? Nasa gitna. Naka-cluster sila sa bandang gitna. O ano naman, kung ganon, mahirapan sila lumabas. Parang sa ano, if you're riding LRT, 'di ba? When you ride an LRT and it's full of people, when you tend to when you're near the station where you're going, 'di ba? You tend to go at the door, 'di ba? Malapit sa pinto para mabilis ka makalabas, right? Ang nangyari dito is that naiwan sila sa gitna. Okay, they're at the center. So, they have difficulty in reaching the door. In the case of bone marrow, they have difficulty in reaching the artery. That's why, ano nangyari sa peripheral blood kanina? Decrease ang cells in the peripheral blood, but you have increase or normal cells in the bone marrow. And this is the reason. Hindi sila makaalis. Okay? Hindi sila makaalis sa bone marrow. Okay? Next. Punta naman tayo sa mga platelets. Ano naman ang nangyari? Giant. O, ito example ng mga giant platelets. Malalaki yan. Ang normal na platelet is this one. Normal size. Ito, abnormal na to. Giant platelet ang tawag dyan. Okay? Giant platelet. So, ayan, malalaki. Ito pa. This is an example of a abnormal platelet granulation. Okay, kung mapapansin ninyo, ayan o, kitang-kita mo yung granules na malalaki ng platelet. Normally, dapat hindi. Dapat ganito siya, homogeneous, di ba? Pero as you can see here, you have here abnormal placements or abnormal or presence of abnormal granule. Pwedeng konti or masyadong madami yung granule. Then, this is an example of a micromegakaryocyte. Ibig sabihin, small megakaryocyte. Okay, maliit. Di ba supposedly, pinakamalaki siya. Right? And then, what about in the bone marrow? Ano naman ang makikita natin? Large mono. Again, this is abnormal because normally, dapat multi-nucleated ang mga megakaryocyte. But here, mononuclear lang siya. Katulad nito, oh, mononuclear lang yan. This is mononuclear. Okay? That's abnormal. Dapat, multi-nucleated yan. Okay? Next is presence of micromegakaryocyte, micromegakaryoblast. Ito pa. Bilobed, multiple separated nuclei. So, dapat wala naman talaga dapat lobulation ang mga megakaryocyte. Dapat yan multi-nucleated, hindi multi-segmented. Okay? But in this case, naging multi-segmented siya. Okay? Or lobulated. So, that's abnormal na naman. Now, those are the morphologic abnormalities sa WBC, sa RBC, sa platelet, either in bone marrow or in peripheral blood. Now, ngayon, pag-usapan natin, ano ba ang manifestation other than cytopenia? Ano pa ba ang madalas nating makita? Dysplasia. Ulit, pag sinabi nating dysplasia, presence of abnormal cells in tissue or organ. Meron din silang dysplasia. But again, this is non-specific. Ulitin ko, marami pong hematologic disorder ang may dysplasia. Katulad nitong mga nakalista. Okay? Now, let us move on to the characteristic of the abnormal cells. Ito bang abnormal appearance? Abnormal din ang function? Yes. Affected din ang function nila. Kung abnormal ang itsura, abnormal pati ang function. So, ano-ano yung mga abnormality ng function na affected? Number 1, hindi na nagpa-phagocyte. Okay? Hindi na po nagpo-perform ng phagocytosis. Hindi na po nag-move from the peripheral circulation papunta sa tissue. Diba? Migration ng mga WBC yan, especially the granulocyte, the chemotaxis, okay, diapidesis, they are not doing that anymore. Dahil wala ka ng enzyme or mababa na yung enzyme level, impaired din yung capability niya to kill microorganism. Halimbawa, neutrophil, o di hindi na siya nakakapatay ng bacteria. Okay? O kaya naman ang mga eosinophil. Mababa na rin ang capability niya to kill parasite. Red blood cell, mabilis masira. Shortened ang survival. Hindi nagre-respond sa erythropoietin. Platelet naman, masyadong mababa, kaya may bleeding. You see, in myelodysplastic syndrome, the manifestations are very broad. Therefore, it's difficult to diagnose these cases. Okay? Now, we have different categories. So, these are the FAB classification. French, American, British classification. But there is a more comprehensive classification for MDS, the WHO. Bakit hindi itong FAB ang gagamitin? Kasi the FAB is very limited. Limited in the case that the categorization of MDS here is based on the amount of dysplasia only and the number of blasts in the bone marrow. Hindi po kasali dito yung mga ibang karakteristik ng MDS. Like for example, yung mga therapy-related, hereditary forms, hindi po yan covered ng FAB. Okay? Eto lang. So it's very limited. Therefore, we will be using a more comprehensive classification which was categorized by WHO in 2016. So we have 7. MDS SLD, MDS MLD, MDS RS, MDS ED, MDS 5Q, MDS U, and the childhood myelodysplastic syndrome. So we have 7. So isa-isahin po natin. Ano yung karakteristik ng bawat MDS na yan? Number 1, this was formerly known as refractory cytopenia with unilineage dysplasia. Bakit unilineage? Because one lineage is affected. Okay, isa lang po ang affected. Okay, one or more. Di ba, ano ba ang common characteristic ng MDS? Cytopenia at dysplasia. Okay, tandaan po yan dysplasia. So, here in MDS SLD, one or more cytopenia and one dysplasia. Ano yung ibig sabihin yan? Ito yung mga cytopenia. Pwedeng sa RBC ang mababa, pwedeng sa WBC ang mababa, granulocyte yan pwedeng sa platelet ang mababa. This is in peripheral blood. Okay? Abnormal cell, isang lineage lang po. Okay? At least one lineage lang. Either in WBC, RBC, or platelet. Okay, yung abnormal cells. Ito yung makikita nating blast in the peripheral blood and in the bone marrow. Less than 1% and 5% in the bone marrow. Tapos, may mga cytogenetic abnormalities ang patient na merong MDS. So, if you're still familiar with trisomy, polyploidy, yun yung mga genetic abnormality o kaya may translocation o kaya may deletion, yan ay common sa 50% ng cases na may MDS-SLD. Pero walang specific na cytogenetic abnormality sa class na to So kumbaga parang halimbawa, hindi po porque may trisomy 18, may MDS na. Hindi ganon. Various cytogenetic abnormalities ang makikita natin sa mga patient na merong MDS-SLV. Iba't ibang genetic abnormality. Tapos, survival lang nito ay 5 years. Imagine, pagka-diagnose mo sa pasyente, no? 5 years na lang po ang itatagal ninyo. And then, pwede pa itong mag-progress to AML, acute myeloid leukemia, 2 to 12% chance or risk na mag-transform siya to AML. Okay? Next, number 2, multi. Bakit multi? Okay, kasi po, 1 or more, andito yan, nakasulat, ayan, 1 or more cytopenia, dysplasia, 2 or more cell lines. Parehas lang ang kanilang presence ng blast sa peripheral blood at bone marrow. Tapos, dapat walang hour rod. Kasi kung may hour rod, MDS-EB na yon. Pag may hour rod, MDS excess blast na yon. Kung wala, MDS MLD siya. Median survival, 31 to 38 months with at least 10 to 12% risk of transformation within 5 years to AML. Okay? Next, there are, pangatlo would be the MDS with ring sideroblast, RS. Ito po yung mga ring sideroblast, di ba? Familiar naman kayo dyan. Pag sinabi natin sideroblast, ito yung mga precursor na may mga iron store na nakapalibot sa nucleus. Okay? So those are the sideroblasts. So another thing that is characteristic of this MDS is the mutation sa gene na to. SF3B1. So if there is mutation, 5% ringed. Kung walang mutation, 15% are ringed. Okay? 5% kung meron na mutation, 5% presence of ring sideroblast. Kung walang mutation sa SF3B1, 15% ang presence ng ring sideroblast. So, ito pa yung characteristic, mababa. Cytopenia sa RBC lang to ha. At may dyserythropoiesis. So, technically, parang ang involved dito, puro RBCs lang. Okay? Tapos, dimorphic din yung picture. Hypochromic, normochromic. Ibig sabihin, yung ibang cells, mababa ang hemoglobin, yung iba, normal ang hemoglobin. Okay? There are two types or there are two subclassification, MDS-SLD, MDS-RS-MLD. So, meron din silang single lineage dysplasia, multi-lineage dysplasia. Yun po ulit, except that merong ring sideroblast. Okay? Siyempre, mas pangit yung outcome dito sa MDS-RS, multi-lineage dysplasia. Kasi 1 or more cytopenia, dysplasia, 2 or more. Ito, 1 or more cytopenia, 1 dysplasia. Clear? So, mas pangit po yung worst. Mas pangit or mas hindi maganda yung prognosis or yung outcome ng patient in MDS-RS with multi-lineage dysplasia. Alright, number 4, EB. If you remember, if there's presence of hour rods, it's MDS-EB versus the MDS-MLD. This time, tatlong lineage na po. Okay? Ang may cytopenia. Okay? And there are two types, MDS-EB1, MDS-EB2. MDS-EB1, ito yung characteristic, 5 to 9% blast in the bone marrow and presence of 2 to 4 blast in the peripheral blood. Doble ang MDS-EB2. From the 5 to 9, okay, naging 10 to 19. From the 2 to 4, naging 5 to 19. Sa MDA-EB2, may presence ng hour rod. Mas aggressive po ito ha, kasi mas mabilis siyang mag-transform into AML. Okay? Mas mabilis mag-transform into AML. Next, proceed tayo dito kay MDS with isolated del is deletion 5 is the chromosome number. Q is the long arm. So, paano yan basahin? MDS with isolated deletion of long arm of chromosome number 5. Okay? Or the 5q syndrome. Ito yung may genetic abnormality na associated talaga. So, halimbawa, nakakita ka ng deletion sa chromosome number 5, long arm ng chromosome number 5. Masasabi mo na agad na yung associated malignancy dito ay MDS, 5q syndrome. Naintindihan? So, ito lang po ang MDS na merong defined cytogenetic abnormality. Okay? So, commonly sa mga babae po ito at ang median age of diagnosis is 70 years old. Pero, walang AWRADS. Walang AWRADS to. Tapos, ang median survival ng patient, 54 to 146 months. Kahit pa paano mas matagal. Okay? Then, kaya mas matagal ang survival nila kasi daw merong treatment. Ang tawag dun sa treatment, Revlimid, or otherwise known as thalidomide analog lenalidomide, or Revlimid. Revlimid is the brand name. Okay? Next, kung hindi pa maklasify, kasi kung napaka-general pa nung characteristic ng MDS, pero alam mong MDS na siya, you can classify it as MDS-U muna. Okay? For the first stage. But if it developed na the criteria or it has specific changes na that is suitable to other criteria of MDS, you can classify it naman afterwards. Okay? Pwede naman siyang i-classify or reclassify into appropriate group kapag nag-develop na yung patient ng manifestations na fit doon sa ibang classification. Pwede mo naman siyang i-reclassify doon. Okay? Next, last na po is the childhood myelodysplastic syndrome. This is common in children, but usually inherited. Bihira lang ang de novo, sa mga bata. Commonly inherited yan. So, ito yung mga genes, the RANX1, the SOS1, the GATA2, the ANKRD26. So, if they inherited this mutation, there is a possibility that they develop the MDS. Okay? So, provisional category of refractory cytopenia of childhood is included in 2008. Pero in 2016 reclassification, eto na po yung pangalan niya. Okay? Dati, nung 2008, ang tawag dito ni WHO is refractory cytopenia of childhood. But then in 2016, it was reclassified as to childhood myelodysplastic syndrome. Okay? I got this from I got this from RODAC. So there are different blood findings, both in the peripheral blood and also bone marrow finding in the bone marrow. Okay? So, paki-take note po niyang mga type na though na-discuss na po natin yan kanina. Okay? Na-discuss na po natin yan kanina. Yung mga cytopenia, yung mga dysplasia, yung presence ng blast, yung presence ng mga AWRADS na makikita natin sa blood at bone marrow per classification or per categorization. Okay? Now, let us proceed to the combination. Meron po kasi tayong tinatawag na MDS-MPN. Ano yan? Myelodysplastic syndrome, myeloproliferative neoplasm. So, this include myeloid neoplasm. Tapos merong MPN. So, both MDS and MPN. So, ano-ano ba yung mga type ng MDS-MPN? So, we actually have 5. The CMML, the ACML, the MDS-MPN-RST, meaning ring sideroblast thrombocytosis, and the MDS-MPN-U, unclassified. So, isa-isahin natin. CMML, meron pong consistent na monocytosis ang pasyente for more than 3 months. Okay? May mutation. Wala po silang BCR-ABL1 gene. Okay? Walang nangyaring rearrangement sa mga genes na to. PDGFRA, PDGFRB, PGFR1, PCM1, JAK2. Walang nangyaring rearrangement. Okay? And merong less than 20% blast and pro-monocyte parehas sa peripheral blood at sa bone marrow. Ngayon, kung walang dysplasia, so pwede itong gamitin criteria to diagnose CMML, persistent ang monocytosis for 3 months, or merong genetic or molecular mutation. Ano yung mga molecular mutation na yon involving this? Ayan o. Kung merong mutation sa TET2, SRSF2, ASXL1, RANX1, or nabura yung chromosome number 7, or nagkaroon ng trisomy 8, maaari po yang still ma-diagnose natin as CMML. Okay? May leukocytosis at dysgranulopoiesis. Ang splenomegaly present dahil na-infiltrate na siya ng leukemic cells. Understood? CMML subgroup. So we have 0, 1, and 2. Tinabulate ko na dito yung mga presence ng blast. Ilan ang makikita natin sa peripheral blood at sa bone marrow per CMML subgroup. So we have 0, 1, 2, and the worst prognosis would be CMML2. Kasi napakadami po nung blast niya na makikita natin sa peripheral blood and bone marrow in comparison to 0 and 1. Then number 2, atypical. Atypical is presence or characterized by leukocytosis also with dysplastic neutrophil. Okay? And including yung mga precursor. Hindi naman prominent yung basophilia, pero there is presence of multilineage dysplasia. Okay? Multilineage dysplasia. Meron din po itong gene mutation, at least one gene mutation. And then, this is prognostically poor. When you say prognostically poor, the outcome is very bad for patient. Because commonly, this progress to AML or bone marrow failure. Okay? AML or bone marrow failure. Third is juvenile. So sa mga bata, commonly from 1 month to 14 years of age. So there is clonal disorder sa granulocytic and monocytic cell line. So dalawang lineage ang affected. Granulo and monocytic. Okay, kaya siya tinawag na myelomonocytic. Myelo for the granulocyte, monocytic for the monocyte. Okay? And then, somatic or germline mutation that activates the RAS and the MAPK pathway. If the patient has Noonan syndrome or neurofibromatosis type 1, they have higher risk of developing juvenile myelomonocytic leukemia. Okay po? Pwede po ba dito ang transplantation? Effective siya, pero sa 50% of the patient lang. So halimbawa, the patient have juvenile myelomonocytic leukemia. The physician will tell the patient, there is a treatment, but the treatment will only be effective for 50% of the patient. How do we know? We try it. So, ibig sabihin, kung itatry ko sa'yo itong treatment na to, 50% na pwedeng mag-work, 50% na pwedeng hindi. Because the probability of being effective is only 50%. Imagine that. Okay? And then, number 4, may myelodysplastic syndrome, may myeloproliferative neoplasm, may ring sideroblast, at merong thrombocytosis. Ito naman yung mga genes na involved. This was previously known as MDS, refractory anemia with ring sideroblast and thrombocytosis. Okay? So may anemia, may 15% or more na sideroblast, thrombocytosis, and atypical megakaryocyte. Next and last would be the unclassified. Unclassified, ibig sabihin, kung hindi pa po natin makita yung manifestations or criteria para sa ibang MDS, MPN, we can classify it as MDS, MPN unclassified. Okay? So, yun lang po for the myelodysplastic syndrome for today's discussion. Meron po bang question? Clarification? Meron?
Will this be uploaded in the drive po?
This is already uploaded in